I used to wonder why it is that every time, with no exceptions, every single time I've learned something of value, something that could have increased my game in life, it's never been when I needed it. You know, when it could have done me the most good. No, sir. I've always been late on the uptake, and no matter how many times I've tried to remind myself to be more receptive, to be more open, be more sensitive to the moment, the present, the right here and now, it's always eluded me without question or fail. It's like the more I tried, the more I fell. Flat on my face. And there came a time when I had to stop beating myself up and start looking for that point in my life that caused the circuits to short out. You know, that hairline fracture, where you know something isn't completely broken, but also it's not completely whole. You know, where things, they look good on the outside, yeah, but the integrity on the inside, it's been compromised, like that perennial pebble in your shoe that causes just enough turbulence so as to interrupt your gait in full stride, like that. Now, I used to think things like this only happened to me because, well, let's face it, I didn't have anything else to compare it to. But it's not like this particular topic is something that just comes up when you're chilling with your buds. You know, it isn't one of those, hey man, has this ever happened to you type things. You know, I had to go solo on this one. No training wheels, no guidance, no one around to leave me any little hints or breadcrumbs to follow. I liken it to being blinded, then thrown into a dark room to search for a black cat that wasn't even there. Sort of like a fool's errand. And I knew it. But I also knew it was something I had to do. It was nobody else's errand but my own. I remember this man who had a quick laugh, his warm, embracing eyes, and a light step. And by that, I mean he was agile, graceful, like a gymnast, yet ready to pounce on a dime. And he had this firm demeanor. Not an angry bone in his body, always impeccable. Pressed his own clothes, took pride in it. I never saw him not presentable. I mean, even when he was casual, he always looked tight. And he had an amazing eye for shoes. He used to say, the right shoes will dress you up, the wrong shoes will dress you down. Never trust a man with dress you down shoes. That's what he used to say. That man was my dad. I can say that now because it's taken years for all that misbegotten hate to dissipate into the ether. I mean, it was sort of like a dense chunk of metal holding me down, just weighing me down for so long. Only now, it has been liquefied, washed away lightly by a river of flowing bygone regrets and so much time of useless suffering. That's why you gotta be careful what you say to your children about their daddy. I mean, had I hung on to my mother's version of who she made him out to be instead of what he really was about, man, who knows what I might have turned out to be. Because you can't just dump that much undiluted, toxic, poisonous spite into an open, defenseless vessel and not expect some sort of corrosive and self-destructive end product to come from it. You see, an innocent spirit has no defense against that constant persuasive onslaught. So then the only way it can deal with it is to reflect it by becoming it. And here's the thing, you know, your mama says one thing, but the eyes of your heart, they see something completely different. But since all love and trust reside in mama, mama trumps all. Ain't no room for doubt, debate, or hesitation. And I suppose therein lies the conflict, the clash, the short. This much I do know for sure. Okay, there's always more than one side to a story, and there's always more than one way to believe a story. Now, trust me, I'm in no way exonerating my father for his human failings. Okay, of course he had a couple, maybe a few. He wouldn't be human if he didn't, but definitely not to the extent and the exaggerated impressions that my mother led me to believe. I guess hurt has a funny way of distorting and uglifying the man that she once believed to be her fairy tale prince. You know, there's a really fine line between what you see and what you don't want to see. And all it takes is just a single drop of hate coming from an instantaneous moment of hurt to curdle all that love they once had for each other and make it pestilent. I mean, turn it into a rotten, putrid existence that blotches your vision, sours your taste buds, and taints your blood. Life's too short for that. I say this, Ma, because the long and the short of it is that, as you know, I've reached out to my dad, and I'm glad I did. I only wish I'd have done it sooner. I mean, in such a short time, he's become such a potent force in my life. Now, I did say that life is short, and it turns out mine is going to be shorter than I ever thought. Like way, way shorter. And there's nothing I can do about that. Maybe that's why I'm having a son. That's right, Mom. I'm going to be a dad. And the funny thing is that I probably won't live long enough to meet him. But that's okay. I've made my peace with that. All I need now is to make sure that his little life stays precious for as long as possible. I don't need his spirit conflicted by problems not of his own making. There's no room for compromise on this one, Ma. Now, the doors to him are open, but only if you are willing to walk through unencumbered, lightweight, and full heart. Okay, now, I made sure to choose the perfect mom for him. And she really is. I mean, she's all that and so much more. I mean, she doesn't hold grudges. She readily admits when she's wrong. And when she's had the occasion to forgive me, I've come out a better man for her. And she showed me those depths of love I never knew before. I don't know what I did to deserve her, but not a day passes that I don't feel like the luckiest guy in the world. Now, I know that me looking just like my dad wasn't exactly good for you, but I think it might be good for my son. Because in a way, he'll have us both. 2 for the price of 1. Can't beat that, right? Plus, it might afford you the opportunity to look past Dad's face and see me in a whole new light. You deserve it. I deserve it. But so does my son. And maybe, somewhere down the line, you can see your way clear to get to know Dad a little bit better. Don't let the past continue to clutter the rest of what could be a beautiful life. Please, Ma, just leave it where it is. Pick up the pieces that matter and make the best of it. I mean, that's what those pieces are for. Life is short. And it just keeps getting shorter. Now, loving is long. Make that last forever. I did. Oh, would you know it? Almost late. Gotta get to chemo. Your loving son, Jordan.